Rabbi Wilhelm, good morning. How are you today? Do you have any words you want to share with us today?
Are you for real? You just walk over like this, spontaneous? This man is, it's Pashas Yisro, Matan Torah. It's interesting that last week's Parsha, the Shabbos, we call Shabbos Shira. And this week, we don't call it Shabbos Matan Torah. Isn't the Matan Torah more exciting than the Shira? So one of the Mefarshim I saw says that by Shira, there's something that is special about the Shira that you don't even find by Matan Torah. By Shira, even the Shifcha al Hayam saw what the great Navi was able to see. So the unity of Klal Yisrael was even stronger than B'Shas Matan Torah. B'Shas Matan Torah, yes, the Eibishter gave the Torah, and actually we call it Matan Torah Seinu because the Eibishter, as he gives the Torah, he gives it to all equal. But yet the Yidden, when they were standing by Har Sinai, they were standing, Moshe Rabbeinu goes here, Aaron goes there. There was divisions, there were separations. And that's why some Sfarim say we make a bigger fuss about Shabbos Shira even than Matan Torah. Actually, the fact that there were Hagbalos, there were limitations where everybody could stand, the Chedush Harim says a beautiful word. He says, L'chayra, it doesn't make sense. Why do we get such credit for getting the Torah? Why do the Yidden get credit for being the Kabbalah Torah? When the Gemara says that the Eibishter went around to all nations and said, do you want it, do you want it? And each one found the reason why it's not applicable to them. This one needs to kill, this one needs to do this. So the Yidden accepted it. It says the Chedush Harim, maybe because our habits, our midas are such a way, yeah, we could tolerate we could accept what the Torah says. We don't deserve a yippee-yay for accepting it. Just like Lahavdil, the Goyim found an excuse why not to do it, we just don't have any excuses. And the Chedush Harim says, no. There is something that was hard for the Yidden to do, and still you could see how they accepted it, meiratzen. What was hard for them to do? Hagbola. Tell a Yid, you stand here, and the other one stands there, and you can't get into his other person's territory. That's the anti-Yiddish nature. And yet the Yidden went on Mesiras Nefesh, and each one stood for themselves where they were told to stand. And from them is Gedrungen, as you say in Yiddish, says the Chedush Harim, that the Yidden were mekabel the Torah ba'ava. Now, I'm saying now Sheish Chiras there, so I wanted to share with you a word. The Ramban says on one of the Sheish Chiras is Matan Torah. So it says, Raki Shamalacha Shmoi Nafshecha. When you speak about the Matan Torah one, it doesn't say remember the Aseres Hadibros. It says remember everything you saw during Matan Torah. The Ramban says you have to remember the experience of Matan Torah just as much as you have to remember what the Torah was given to us, the Aseres Hadibros. Obviously, the Aseres Hadibros and the Taryag mitzvahs runs our life, and this boggles my mind. You look over here, there's a clock, and there's digital. What the weather will be, exactly what day of the week. We run our life based on information, based on when you have the instructions. Nobody goes anywhere. You don't go out of your house into a car until you have a GPS giving you directions and where to go. You don't put together a tchotchke until you read instructions. I understand all these fly-by-night stuff. You read instructions before you do. But your life, your choices in life, there's also an instruction book. The instruction book is no different than the Eibishter. The Rebbe would always quote, Istako Bari Raisa Ubar Alma, the whole world. The instruction book of how the world runs, Halichais Olam, is the Torah. So before you make any choices in life, read the instruction book, the Torah. And the Rebbe in the Rishimus actually says that this is the uniqueness of the Klal Yisrael, that usually people land somewhere on some foreign land, and once they're there, they become a nation. And after they become a nation, they put together laws. No. By us, the Torah, our laws, made us the nation. And it's not only us, the world runs on this. So if you have a GPS and you have instructions how to put together a crib, you have instructions how to put together what I've been seeing, what are your tchotchkes, your cameras, your computers, your life decisions have to be followed by the instructions. But that's the actual mitzvahs. Let's talk about again what the Ramban says, the experience around the Torah, around Matan Torah. So there's a couple of things I want to share with you. First of all, Chazal tell us in this week's parsha, Rashi brings, Kol Ali Yosef Hoyse Bashkama. Moshe Rabbeinu always went up early morning to Shemayim. So there's beautiful lessons we can learn with that. Obviously, a person actually says in Svarim, Hashkamas beis shachris va'arvis, coming early to shul and staying in shul. Hashkama, that's how you are able to have aliyahs, grow in life, grow in Yiddishkeit. Another interpretation is Hashkama, don't wait till late in life to change. In the early parts of your life, when your blood is warm and you're excited, it's much easier to change. Kol aliyos of all the levels a person can achieve is early in the day and early in your life. Later, it's much harder. And another powerful part, the pasuk says that the Eibishter says, "Hine anochi ba elecha ba'av ha'anon," and the choshech anon va'arofel. It says Matan Torah was dark. And the Eibishter appears to the Yidden in the thickness of the darkness and the thickness of the clouds. That's also very important to know. The dafka, when it looks dark, and when it looks cloudy, that's where the Eibishter is. And there's a mashal that's brought about this. There's you found a person looking in the streets, looking for something that he lost. So it looks like he's searching for something. So, and where was he looking? Under the street light. So they asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "I lost something important to me, and I'm looking to find it." She says, if you're looking to find it, you're not going to find it right under the light. It's most probably in the darkness. Over there it is. Go look where there's no light. The same is dafka. Sometimes dafka ba'ava anan, dafka anan choshech va'arofel. Over there is where you find the Eibishter Elikim, and we should all search and find and use the instruction book the best way possible. I even got a This guy is like he's like.